I feel like these things keep you humble as well, right? Like somebody was saying, oh, looks like you're still humble. I'm like, there is humility in every single day, every step. If you take a step forward, you're going to be humbled, right?
I'm Becky Brouwer, and I'm a Sendy Mom. Welcome to the Sendy Mom Podcast. Welcome to the Sendy Mom Podcast. I am so excited to be here with my very good friend, Carmen Hall, Dr. Carmen Hall. She is a musician. I have seriously been enamored with you. Like since the first time I saw you perform at Thanksgiving Point, it was years and years ago. You were performing with Timpanogos Symphony Orchestra. Do you remember that? I don't know. I think it was like a young artist.
Point. I had forgotten that.
It was in the barn. And
okay, yeah.
So, and seriously, like when I met you for the first time, I was completely starstruck.
Oh, right.
Because I was so impressed with how well you could play. And just like, I think you're like an amazing woman. And so now that I've gotten to know you better and we've become friends, I'm still starstruck with you.
So that event was so funny because it was like with all the younger kids and they had an adult session there that an adult part of the competition. And it was I was just entering all these competitions to get back into the doctor's degree. Right. So I was like taking every opportunity to make myself uncomfortable.
Yeah.
To make myself Sendy.
Well, exactly, which is what this podcast is all about. Do you remember what you played for that?
Moskowski. Piano concerto.
Yeah. And I thought that was such a Sendy thing to do, to get up there. And it's actually kind of what started me on this journey back towards, it's part of what started me on this journey back towards piano, because I saw you up there and I was like, if she's, like an adult and she's able to perform in this experience, like maybe I could do something like that someday. So
it just takes a lot of trying. So when you talk about being Sendy, I don't know. I just had this idea that I was going to go back to school. I always wanted to have something that I was working towards. And that was my next big thing. Like when I was 40, I did triathlons. So I learned to swim.
Yeah.
I took swimming lessons.
When you're 40,
blue bubbles.
Yeah.
And when I was 50, I went back to marathons.
Yep. And you've competed in the Boston Marathon, right?
Yeah. So when I was 50, I was just looking up the time and it was just like, when you hit the major points, they give you a little extra few minutes.
Right.
So my next one was 60. They give you extra 20 minutes
nice.
when you're 60 years old. Like, I don't know if that'll happen, but if you're going to do it, that's when to do it. When you turn 60, try to qualify.
Okay.
As a woman.
Yeah. So are you still running then? You're still doing?
Yeah. So right now I do a half in a couple weeks. My son's doing a full marathon. And so I thought I would train with him. So on Saturdays we drive up the canyons. And so we park, it takes 2 cars, right?
Right.
So I'm just trying to support him. And I'm like, I'll do a half. You do the full. I don't need to do a full this year.
That's amazing.
It's been fun to watch him. So he did a couple weeks ago, he did a 20-mile run. I did 15. So we just started at the top.
Yeah.
I drop him off and then I went back further
and finish it up with him.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really cool. Yeah. Very good. Well, okay. So we kind of jumped ahead. So let's kind of backtrack a little bit and just find out a little bit more about you and where you came from and whatever. I'll give a little bit of a bio, I guess, and you can kind of fill in the details. But I know that you graduated with, went to BYU and to University of Utah, or did you have one in between?
So 2 degrees from BYU and then the doctorate degree from University of Utah. Because that's the only place you can do it. In Utah.
The doctorate is, I didn't know that. Okay. So you got your bachelor's and master's from BYU then.
When I was younger.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
I would say 20 years ago. And then I was like, wait, it's
30. It's been a little bit longer than that. Yes.
It was 30. So then as my kids were all just headed to college. So I started gearing up when my son was a senior.
Got it.
And then we all went to college together.
Wow. That's, and those are those life-changing events, or those crossroads that you get to. And then you're like, okay, my youngest child is now going to college. What do I do with my life?
So I would say if it's coming up, that is a huge change, right?
Yeah.
When you don't have kids and who are you anymore? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So kind of think ahead on that.
Right.
And think, okay, what am I gearing up to do next?
Yeah, so exactly. Which can be kind of exciting. a little overwhelming, but yeah.
You just go for it.
And you get to pick. You get to pick what you're going to do. So, yeah. And okay, so tell me about go ahead and tell me about your kids. How many kids do you have?
So I'm married, so we have 3 boys together. Yes. Which was an adventure because I grew up with 4 girls and 1 boy.
Okay.
So it was really a girl family, but like we didn't do Barbies and stuff. We mowed our neighbors' lawns. We mowed our lawns. We had a tree farm. So we worked a lot.
Okay. Tree farm. Okay. Now let's go back to that. Like, tell me about growing up. Like, where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Sweet Home, Oregon.
Okay.
And we ended up there because my dad's a dentist and he bought a practice in Sweet Home.
Okay.
So as you told me about this question, I was thinking about my growing up life. So our family, it was, I'd say, pretty ideal.
Yeah.
Right. We lived on, property, got to play outside, and we did work a lot though. So there was even a Christmas day that we gutted a house right next door. My dad is just a hard worker. And so he was a dentist. My mom had a master's degree in elementary education.
Okay.
So, and grandma had a master's degree in elementary education or administration, something like that. So all of that, I think, helped me. I think I'm just going to go to school and finish degrees. So,
well, yeah. And so education seems like it was really important, and working hard, hard at things.
So tree farm.
I didn't have kind of a side hustle sort of thing?
It was like 130 acres of side hustle.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just like dug for construction. So not Christmas trees. It was, some people had Christmas tree farms in Oregon, but ours was lumber. Mm-hmm. And it's still there.
Okay.
So we worked.
Still working? Like, is anybody in the family running it, or?
It's dad's, but when they're small trees, they take a lot more work than right now they just grow. Right?
Okay.
So
I see.
When they were planting them, then we would go up. But my younger sisters had chainsaws. I did not have my own chainsaw.
That's crazy. But you have cut down trees before with a chainsaw.
Well, it's not cutting. Like we would just put papers on the top so the deer wouldn't eat them, and we would put tinfoil on the bottom. Like it was just hiking up mountains, taking care of each tree.
So growing up on a tree farm with three sisters.
We had 3 sisters and a brother. He was in the middle. Yeah. And we still do lots of things together.
Okay.
So we try to do something hard every year.
Oh,
so we've been doing that the last few years. We're like, we get together and we're like, okay, what are we going to do this year? So we hiked the Grand Canyon a couple of years ago.
Wow. Rim to rim, or?
Rim to rim, not rim to rim to rim, which some people do.
Right.
So we trained for that. Oh, we did 100-mile bike ride before that. Wow. So wherever you were.
Okay.
I think so I have siblings on the East Coast, and I'm in the middle, and I have siblings on the West Coast.
Okay. So not necessarily all together.
We picked a day and we said, whoever would like to. So this included, and I biked with a nephew here.
Okay.
And 100 miles in one day.
Wow.
Yeah. So you had to train, right?
Yeah.
So that, and then we did the Grand Canyon. Then we did Leavenworth. What's in Leavenworth? The Enchantments.
Oh, okay.
So the Enchantments, these were all like 25-mile hikes.
Okay.
So you had to train a lot, and they each have their own challenges. So the Enchantments was very difficult.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest hike. It's in Leavenworth, Washington. But that was just a lot of rock climbing and downs and ups. And it was, anyway, just hard.
Beautiful, I'm sure. Yeah.
So our hard this year was we went to the Netherlands.
Oh,
which your family is from too, right?
Yeah.
And we took our parents in wheelchairs. So my dad is just older. He's had hip replacements. And my stepmother has Alzheimer's.
Oh, wow.
And we just went. There's 5 kids. So we just took the siblings. And because it was kind of a slower trip, we're like, everybody else, this is probably not the trip for you.
Yeah.
We're just doing this for parents. And that's, so my great grandfather had a boat there. My grandfather was the oldest of all their children.
Okay.
So that boat's still there. So
really,
it's in
okay.
Amsterdam.
So I didn't, so you have Dutch heritage then. Your dad? Or your mom? Okay, your dad is Dutch. What was your maiden name?
Walthius, which we would go there and they're like, Walthouse. They're like, you're pronouncing it wrong. But I think when they came to the United States, everybody went to English pronunciations and names. Yeah. And I think they did that to Walthius as well.
Yeah. So
but it's Walthouse.
Forest House? I think that's what that means.
Yeah, like a house in the woods or something.
A house in the forest.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that's really cool. There you go.
Our connection there. Yeah, it was quite the trip. And we did a concert while we were there, a piano organ concert with my sister.
So how many of your siblings play instruments then?
Everybody does.
Yeah. Okay.
So mom and dad were very musical. So we just played a concert in Sweet Home this last weekend.
Oh,
so
cool.
It was the 50-year anniversary of that building, of the church building. Okay. And 50 years ago, mom and dad did a piano organ concert in that building, kind of to open it up to the community and saying everyone's welcome. So we did the same thing. We just invited the whole community and did a piano organ concert. We'll be doing that same concert in Virginia and Utah. And we did it in the Netherlands too.
That's amazing. So who plays the organ then? So
my sister's been doing organ. This is her Sendy thing. Yeah. So a few years ago, she's 4 years older than me. Okay. And a few years ago, she decided to take organ lessons. Mm-hmm. So she practices 2 hours every single day. She doesn't miss.
Wow.
At least 2 hours. So anyway, she practices there in Virginia. I practice here. We send recordings. We practice when we're together.
Yeah.
And then...
How fun. Have you done any collaborative stuff that's online?
It's on my YouTube channel, or a lot of it is.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And we'll definitely put a link to that in the show notes so people can watch that. So, cause you're very involved, as far as performing still.
My nonprofit is Timpanogos Chamber Music Series.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you also have the Mountain
Springs Music Festival. I teach in the summers, and yes, I am on the board of that nonprofit as well.
Okay. Yeah. You're a very busy lady. And then taking your students to Africa and to Asia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where have you been this year with your students?
I haven't gone. I have some plans. I won't talk about them yet, but I'm hoping they pan out. So I have some plans for next year. This year was like the Netherlands. I had to do with my family.
Okay.
Or I got to do with my family.
Yes. Yeah.
So the last trip we did was to Ghana.
Yes.
And we went and worked with students. So that my students taught. There's some great students there, by the way. And it's a boy thing. Like girls sing and boys do the piano. Because we were doing these lessons and we're like, where are the girls? Anyway, and
which is exactly how it was like 200 years ago, right?
Yeah.
It really was.
Think about Clara and Fanny Mendelssohn, right?
That's right.
So they got an orchestra together, and so they got to play a movement each of the Mozart Piano Concerto 21.
Okay.
And played with the orchestra, the Ghana Contemporary Orchestra.
That's really cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah. And how cool for your students to be able to see life in a different place, right? Mm-hmm. And we're all kind of striving for the same sorts of things, all over the world.
We're just trying to do our best.
Yeah, exactly. And to build ourselves and to build others around us, that if we can find the good in all the people around us, what a world this would be, right?
Yes.
So...
And the girl that runs that nonprofit that we went to see, we went to school at BYU 30 years ago together. She's a violinist.
Oh.
And so I just reached out to her and I'm like,
yes.
She moved her whole family to Ghana.
But but those are some seriously Sendy things to do. So, it sounds like, so tell me, let's go back, maybe your family history have they all been kind of like hard workers, just push and go? Is that where you feel like you got a lot of this from? How did your parents encourage you to, go make decisions and just go for it?
They probably just let us do it. I don't know.
They
were hard workers.
Because so you've been a pianist your whole life. That's been kind of
because that's mom and dad's thing. They're both great musicians. So dad plays the organ. Did I tell you that?
Okay.
Yeah, because they did the piano organ concert. But dad plays the organ every day.
Okay.
He has a really big, nice organ, and he practices, I would say, every day, even growing up. He would have 10 minutes from getting home and then either going to city meetings or church meetings in the evening. So he would be playing Toccata in D minor, right? So I can sing it from which most people can, but he would close the doors and then he would play that every single day.
Wow.
And so and even now he's like almost 90 and he practices every day. So he played on our concert.
Wow. And that's the amazing thing about an instrument is you really can keep it for your whole life.
Isn't music great?
This is a skill that can kind of keep you vibrant, keep you doing
in your
something.
mind, doing
keep your
things.
mind doing things.
Yeah, you can do whatever. You can either read music, you can memorize music, you can perform music. It's all a different challenge. I got to see this last week. I stopped to see my piano teacher. Who we had the same piano teacher for our whole family. And she taught us from 1st to 12th grades. Okay. At least me and most of us. So she is living in Eugene still, and she is 99 in December. Wow. December 16th, the same as Beethoven's birthday.
That's amazing.
Anyway, so we got to stop and see her, which what a gift she's given to all of us.
For real. Yeah. And it's got to be very fulfilling for her to see where you've ended up, because those students become your children, kind of, you know, and you watch them progress through, you know, their careers or even just life, you know, doing things, to be able to see them. It's really heartening. So really neat. Okay. So what are some of the lessons that you took from your growing up? Think back to your high school years, and what are some of the successes you had, and how did you define success at that point in your life?
You're learning, right? You're learning what success is. But in high school, I did a lot of running, a lot of track. Okay. And then I did a lot of piano. So I never intended to do piano the rest of my life. Yeah. I just finished high school and wasn't ready to stop. So then I came to BYU and visited with Paul Polai, and he's like, well, just go change your schedule. Like, just down the hall, change your schedule, come back, and I'll teach you. But in high school, I was on the mile relay team, and we had the state champion on our team. So it was because of her. We went to like 2 or 3 weeks every week. Wow. So it was a lot of high caliber racing. And I don't know, I felt like, so I was just always trying to, as a freshman, keep up with this junior and senior, that she was doing so well. So we ran a lot. And I visited with my track coach. He came to our concert this last weekend too.
Oh, really? How fun.
So I would say that was a big influence in my life, just working so hard to run well. And that was a good skill too. Running's a good skill.
So it is. Yeah. So why do you think you did that? Like what drove you to get into, to push so hard with your running and with the piano? What do you think it is that
I think
motivates
you? Who you have as your mentors and who you hang out with on the team. So I was also, for the piano studio, I was in a group she calls the Super Seven, and she would take us to master classes. And I spoke at the national conference when it was in Portland.
At 17, 18? When you were young?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's like, just come and speak as part of our presentation. And Paul Polai was actually in that session.
Really?
He brought me the program. He's like,
I was there. Did he remember you?
I'd probably not, but he did give me the program with my name on it.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, I think I was the youngest in high school, right? Just hanging out with great people that were older than me, and my piano was the same. I was the youngest of these 7 kids that she took all over, and so I had wonderful mentors. My parents were wonderful mentors, great examples. Yeah. And then hanging out with great friends.
So it sounds like giving opportunities to children is a good way to get them to be motivated.
Yeah. And they also gave me the choice. It wasn't like, if I didn't practice, they'd say, oh, you get to pay for this lesson. And I'm like, I can't even pay for one lesson.
Right. Yeah.
So they didn't they didn't threaten me. It was my decision. So I teach my students that way too. Like, okay, what would you like to accomplish this week? Or this is your goal. How are you going to, what do you think you should do to accomplish that? So I
give
think
them
kind of
control.
Yeah. So running was my thing. Nobody else in the family did that. It was just me figuring that out.
What do you like about running?
Do I really like running? That I can eat afterwards and not feel guilty.
There you go. It's just a means to an end.
I know it is a means to an end, but it makes you feel good. And I don't know, it's not happy when you're doing it. I don't think it's that's great. You gotta figure out your mental game when you're running, especially marathons, right?
Okay. So exactly. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Like, how was that getting into the Boston Marathon, running it? Like, what were kind of some of your feelings? Were you excited, or were you really nervous? All of the above?
Yeah, all of the above. So Running, I did my first marathon when I was like in my 20s. I pushed my kids in the stroller. Didn't know what I was doing. That was kind of before the internet, so that you couldn't say, look up training plans.
Right.
So that one I just accomplished, and then later came back and did more. And then I think I had done 2, but then my brother did 3. Okay. And I needed to do more than him.
Okay, so now we're really getting to it. So Carmen is just competitive.
Yes. Our whole family, the in-laws are like, don't show this to the wealthiest girls. Like whether it's planking or it's always something for us. So
but all in good fun. It sounds like
it's all good fun.
Yes. Like there's not a whole lot of jealousy in there. It's just this.
It's just encouragement. We have a wealthiest fitness chat.
Okay.
Only fitness stuff can go in there, and we just encourage each other, right? Like what, how was your eating today, or how many pull-ups? My brother sent one yesterday. He's doing pull-ups.
Okay.
So anyway, that's my project right now, is to be able to do pull-ups and send them a video of me doing pull-ups.
That's good. Can you do them?
No,
I can't either. I can't even do one without having a lot of support. So So that's I just had to do that every day. And work on it. Yeah. So how do you work on it?
But you got to find places to do it. And then I'm doing them assisted right now. So, and there's a machine in the rec center to them.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And do that.
Work up to it.
Yeah. No. And that's good.
So we can get back to the Boston thing. I just did my 3rd marathon or 4th. So I did my 4th to beat him. Okay. And then I ended up qualifying for Boston.
Okay.
And so then I qualified at St. George's in October.
Yep.
Boston. So then you can't do it that year. You have to do it the following year. Right.
Okay. Right.
So then it keeps you running for a long time and running through the winter.
Is Boston in
April.
October? Oh no, it's in April. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you had to wait like a year and a half before you could actually.
So I'm like, what did I just do to myself?
I know. I'm not done.
And it's training here through the winter. So it's, you're running in the snow.
Yeah, that's a lot. So what were your feelings when you got to Boston?
Oh, I was just really nervous. I didn't eat I think I left at 150 pounds here and I came back at 138 pounds. Like, I just couldn't eat. I couldn't, but you just go one step at a time and one day at a time.
Yep. And
with any project you do.
That's right.
Right. So a lot of times you don't know what's next or how to do it.
Right.
When I set up the nonprofit, I didn't know how to do it. You just research things and you do the next step, and if you do something wrong, someone will let you know and you fix it and you go on.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of been my experience with a lot of different things that I've done too. And I kind of comparing it to teaching a piece or learning a piece of music. It's the same thing, right? You're going to take your hands apart and you're going to play it really slowly and you're going to try it really loud here. And, like to get your fingers really articulate. And then you can start speeding it up, right? At least that's how I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got it.
Yeah. You find where you can do something well. Your current perfect is what I call it.
Yeah.
Find your current perfect, and then you just increase every day. So every day is going to be
1%.
Little
it's
bit.
That 1%.
It's that 1%.
Atomic habits stuff. So
that's so important. Yeah.
Yeah. It really
you don't
is.
have to do 10% at a time. It's too hard and we shut down.
Yeah.
So you just do the 1%.
Well, and it's about just taking that first step. So
and deciding what you want to do.
Right. Yeah, deciding. Sometimes that's really hard. Like you kind of found your passion fairly early on. Although it sounds like it wasn't really until you got into college that you finally decided this is my thing. So what was that conversation with Dr. Polide like to motivate you to change?
He's not super serious about things. He's like, oh, just go do this. See you in a minute.
So yeah. Okay. So I can see that, because sometimes we freak ourselves out about things like, no, I couldn't be a music major.
I got to think about it for a couple of weeks. Right. It wasn't that. It was like, oh, just go do it.
Just go do it right now. Yeah. Just sometimes you do. Yeah. You have to just kind of jump in with both feet and just go like, okay, let's see how this goes. And you'll get stopped fairly quickly if it's not the right thing.
You can always change. And I love that you said that was one of your questions. Like, when do you adjust?
Yeah.
You can always adjust. And I tell my students that too. Here's our goals. You can't adjust them, but if there's a problem, you can talk to your mom or you can text me.
Yeah.
and there's a way to adjust.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. No, I've had plenty of students, cause I don't teach as high, level as you do. So most of and you probably have
you've
got
all
young
levels,
kids, right?
all levels.
Yeah. But you're very exacting, and I'm probably a little bit more lax. I don't know. Your students do very well. It might be similar. Anyway, but my students, sometimes we'll get to it's almost time for the recital and they do not have their pieces ready. And so I will go in and I will take out notes and I'll say, okay, just play, the bass note here, and you can play, you exactly. You just adjust. And I'm like, don't even worry about it. And I've never told my students they couldn't play at a recital. I never want to tell a student that they are, you're not worthy of my recital. I want them to all feel like they can do something. And so we will just continue to adjust until they can actually play, feel good about being able to perform. But I don't force them to play in a recital either. I let it kind of be up to them. And I did that because I had a lady tell me at one point that she did have a teacher that didn't let her, and she stopped playing the piano and she wouldn't touch it for years and years and years because of that, because she felt so humiliated by it. And I was like, oh, don't want to ever make anybody feel like they can't, be part of it just because.
That's a good, that's a good thought. I just have students, they have steps that they do to play in the recitals. So not everybody plays in my recitals. Mm-hmm. So I kind of have that approach, but I want them to feel really comfortable and ready when they get there. So they just take the steps.
The other thing I've done is, if they're not prepared, I'll have them pull out an old piece, even if they played it at another recital, and just play.
It's just a matter of getting on the stage and keeping on the stage.
Right. Yeah. I think it's important for them to have those experiences, and positive experiences. I don't want them to have like a negative thing where they are so uncomfortable. That's why I always leave it up to them. Like, it's not a big deal. Get up there, go play, but if you can't do it, then,
And always follow with ice cream.
Yes. We're about halfway through this episode of the Sendy Mom Podcast. Our mission at Sendy Mom is to build, lift, encourage, persuade, and inspire women to live fearlessly. This isn't my job. It is my passion. I hope you feel that from this interview and every interview. My guests and their friends and family have enjoyed having the recordings to keep as a family record. They aren't easy to put together, but it has been a great joy, and I have loved getting to know some incredible people. You have a story and wisdom to share. Join me in putting more positive messages and energy into the world. There is way too much negativity out there. Let's do more to encourage and inspire. Let me know if you would like to be on the show by emailing becky@sendymom.com. I have an incredible lineup of women who will be aired in the next few months, so please keep coming back to hear more stories of courage and triumph. To receive an update every time a new episode is added, and for special bonus content, you can subscribe at sendymom.com. In addition, the next 100 subscribers will receive an official Sendy Mom vinyl sticker. So tell your friends. This last Friday, we hosted the third Sendy Mom Tea Party. I love getting together with these women. So much happens in a group of women who are truly trying to make the world a little better. I hope you will join us for our next meetup. Or better yet, host your own Sendy Mom Tea Party and tag me in a post about it. Having open and honest conversations about the joys, the fears, the hard, the epic is what binds us to each other and helps us to know we're not alone. Be sure to rate, review, and like the Sendy Mom Podcast anywhere you listen to your podcasts. It really helps others to be able to find the show and be inspired too. Enjoy the rest of my conversation with Carmen. She is an incredible Sendy woman. So what are you really excited about right now? Like, what are you working on, and that maybe that's really kind of a little bit hard, but you're excited about doing?
I guess kind of those two things is the Timpanogos Chamber music series. We just passed 55 concerts in the last 4 years. So
wow,
with like 10 more in this year.
That's incredible.
And they're like, all the concerts are kind of different levels. So some are really big deal, and some are playing at the senior center for Christmas. So
okay,
but there are 10 more, and you have to advertise for each one. And
yeah, I know you do a ton. So. You do a lot of marketing, and
yeah. And then the half marathon, that'll be fun to and then turn around and cheer on my son as he finishes a marathon. I'm so excited about that.
That is really cool.
It's his first marathon, maybe his only, I don't know. But and then the other thing in our family is all of our kids just had or will have babies. So we went from 2 to 6 grandchildren in the last 3 months. So there's one more that's due in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, and where do your kids all live? Are they close?
They're close now.
Nice.
So we had a son who finished dental school and then did a residency in prosthodontics. And they just moved to Sandy. And then we have Ryan just had their second. They have 2, and he's in sales, and he's the one running the marathon. And then the youngest, he and his wife are still in school. He's working full-time and finishing his degree right now.
Wow.
And just had twins.
Wow.
So we have 4. We will, and then a couple of weeks we'll have the 4th one. But
it sounds like you're passing on the tradition of working hard and being ambitious. And
I'd say they're all kind of Sandy kids, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they take risks. So they're all like developing their golfing skills, their basketball skills, and I don't know. They always have goals. And
no, setting goals is a good thing as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, right? And as long as you're thinking of it in the right way, because
not just because it's January 1st,
right? Yeah, not because it's January 1st, and not just because if I make this goal, then I become this person, and then they're going to take notice of me, and then I am worth something. Right. And that's where I've struggled before, is thinking like, okay, well, nobody's going to take me seriously until I've done this. And then you do that and you're like, well, actually nobody's going to take me seriously because until I do this. And so if you're constantly chasing these like goals that define your worth, then you're never going to be happy. You're never going to feel fulfilled. You have to feel fulfilled to start with and say, "Ooh, wouldn't it be fun if I could just do this?"
And if you don't worry so much about what other people think.
That, yeah, right? Exactly.
Like, who are you becoming?
Right.
That's the more important thing than what do people think of me?
Yeah.
Or if I don't do this, they'll think less of me. Everybody, I don't know. People, I think a lot of everyone, and there's so many things you can't see that people go through. Yeah. So you just appreciate what you do know.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And everybody has to take their own little steps and to different places, and we all have different goals, and there's no judgment, like, this goal is better than another. You choose something and you just kind of take a step towards it. And just because you think it might be kind of fun to do,
rather than the direction you're going. It's not how fast you're going.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to define what success is going to look like for you. So what does success look like for you in, each of the different things that
I'm not sure I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But and also, I feel like these things keep you humble as well, right? Like somebody was saying, "Oh, looks like you're still humble." I'm like, there is humility in every single day, every step. If you take a step forward, you're going to be humbled, right?
So true.
So some concerts go really well, and some don't go as well as I would have liked. Yeah. And I've learned to kind of just take that as a learning opportunity and moving forward, but it hasn't always been that way.
Yeah.
So some concerts have not gone well, and you just pick yourself up and you do the next thing. So,
right. Yeah. And that's really exposure therapy, right? Like you just have to do it a lot.
You have to do it. Yeah. You just have to do it. So a lot of times my students, I'll give them an assignment, or I can see where they need to go. They can't see that, but I can. Right. And I'm like, okay, are you willing to do this? Are you, just try this. And it's a hard thing I'm asking them to do.
Right.
But I know that if they just take these small steps, and I always say, okay, if you can do it in 3 tries, then that's your 1% progress, right? So if you can do it in 3 tries, that's your chunk that you can do. Don't make it too hard. So the same thing for
and just keep working on it. Like just don't stop, right? And just you just have to keep moving forward. Yeah. Let's talk about your kids. How have you kind of helped to build some resilience in your own children?
I think we were always trying to move forward. We always set goals, but I wish I would have set goals and then checked in with them every month or 2 months. And we talked about them sometimes, but sometimes you'd set the goal and then the paper is you find it in like January 1, right?
Done that.
But, you know, there's always goals, and that we did a ton of soccer. We did a lot of music. So
are they pretty self-motivated? Did you find your kids were pretty self-motivated to do things for themselves?
I think so, for the most part. Like, I don't know, is what you want from, you know, they didn't always want to do what I wanted them to do, but they've all turned out just fine.
Yeah.
And they do their things.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Midge, I know you gave like a really awesome talk at the UMTA meeting on motivation. So maybe you can kind of touch, like if you can remember any of that. I have the flyer. I was
preparing because I'm giving it like 10 times this year. That's
okay. So tell me, how do you motivate children to, you know?
So on that presentation, I have a slide with the 3 boys and how different all of them were to motivate. And I often talk about my youngest son, who he has soloed with the Timpanogos Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
And so he played a lot, and he still is the one playing when they all come over. Yeah. He's the one at the piano with the baby now in front of him, and he's playing. So the others, you know, I paid them, and then they would go pay for their clothes. It just worked out really well, right? They liked that, or sometimes they would have an activity, but that worked well. And then when I got to Andrew, I'm like, okay, can I pay you because you need to go practice? Let me pay you for this. And I didn't pay them a ton. It wasn't like they didn't get wealthy from it. It was just enough to pay for their clothes so they could pick, or if they wanted things, they could save up their practice money and pay for it. Mm-hmm. So he's like, no, Mom, don't pay me. And I just want to do it because I want to do it.
Huh. Yeah.
And so, that's for piano, like the other ones did great things too with their own things, but this is the one thing that applies to that presentation. So he motivated himself, and he wanted to do it because he loved it and because the music was so beautiful to him.
Yeah.
And so, and to this day, he plays so beautifully. Mm-hmm. And it's because he loves it so much.
Yeah. And so maybe you just have to find that thing that your kid loves and just encourage.
Or they'll find it. Exactly. You know, they'll find it eventually. You don't have to necessarily find it for them, but if you keep giving them opportunities.
That's what I meant.
They'll find what they love. Mm-hmm. Or they'll have touches on so many things, and then they'll find it later. I know there's no rush, right?
No, exactly. And you change throughout your life too, right? Yeah. There's different things that, but the point is to like try to find something, keep trying.
Just keep presenting things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How do you start a nonprofit?
Do I even remember? You start with an idea and then look stuff up.
You just start.
So you register as a business, get an EIN number, and then there's so many steps.
How do you find people to help you?
Those were just some phone calls, kind of out of the blue.
Yeah.
So Esther McGargle is the composer, and she's old. She knew my piano teacher, actually.
Okay.
So in Oregon, and then she lives here, and I've premiered her works a couple of times, and and so I just asked. So that's another one of my mantras, like just ask.
Yeah, all they can do is say no.
Yeah, and then Heidi Rodeback was on the city council, and she has a music background, and I knew she knew the city. I knew she knew music, and she's been really helpful.
And then just connecting with people. So getting to know more people.
So a nonprofit doesn't need a ton of people. You just have to have the 3 people.
Okay.
You just have to have a treasurer, vice president, president, something, secretary. You have to have a treasurer, secretary, and a president.
Yeah.
And then you can start one. Right.
There are things
they can get bigger.
Do. Yeah, exactly.
And then you just move forward and
you get ideas and you just go with it. Sometimes it's hard to be a leader though, because you're like coming up with all the ideas, and then you have to like figure out how can I give somebody a job to do,
how to pay for it.
And how to pay for it. I know. How do you do that? Do you get grants?
Yes. And there's grants and there's donations.
Okay.
So you just keep asking, and then a nonprofit, you have to spend the money.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? When you get a grant, you have to spend it and then report how you spend it. So
yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Carmen is also the president of the Utah Music Teachers Association right now too.
Which is also a nonprofit.
Yes.
In its own way.
So you've been really busy with those sorts of things.
Yeah. So that's why I get to speak to all the chapters this year.
Yeah.
To go see all the members, which is really where it's at. Like you do all your meetings, but it's the chapter meetings that is really what UMTA is.
Well, and I'll tell you, I would not be teaching now if it wasn't for UMTA. For sure. Like
it's
having
such
those
an important thing,
colleagues.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're
A
my
network
Sendy community.
and continuing education,
Yeah.
which every, career or whatever has CE, and that's our CE. And it's just, we have our conferences and they're so good.
They are so good. Yeah. If you are a music teacher, definitely join your local chapter music teacher, because it's not only getting the information, which is actually really good because it helps people to stay accountable to a higher standard of teaching, but it's also the camaraderie that you have with the people. I mean, after meetings, we sit and talk about, we're having trouble with this. How do you help with this type of a student? Or, and just like encouraging each other. So that's where it's at. It's not a competitive sort of a thing at all.
And it's every level.
Yeah.
I've heard some teachers, I can't join yet. I'm getting there. And I'm like, no, it's just
this is when you need it.
Yeah. There's so much information today. I was looking on the MTNA website. There's so much information there. And then so much from the teachers. You can ask any question of any teacher and they'll be.
And nobody's going to look down on you. I think maybe it used to be a little bit more like that, but from what I understand.
Well, we're not that way.
But we're not like that.
Well, yeah. It's just great to get together because we teach on our own. We're all in our own little businesses, and it's nice to get together and have an excuse to go to lunch. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's nice to have, some people that you can refer other students to too. So yeah, it's a really pretty non-competitive kind of a situation, which is really nice to have. So, well, good. Well, I have a few rapid fire questions for you.
All right. We'll see if I can remember my answers.
Okay. My first question is, what has brought you joy in the last 24 hours?
Oh, in the last 24 hours, I have taught some phenomenal lessons. So, when you teach and you teach when you're getting ready for a competition and like they're like just beginning their pieces and then then you're like, hey, this is going to make it. And it's sounding really good. That's where yesterday I was like 3 in a row, great lessons. I'm like, oh, you guys, it's not there yet, but you're at the 95%. Let's work on the last 5.
Yeah.
And that's what I love.
Very
love. Like before that, you're cheering them on. And then I had a rehearsal last night of new music and the Poulenc bassoon, oboe, piano trio. Okay. Anyway, I love rehearsing. I love playing music with people.
Yeah,
that's the joy.
As long as I can play it, then I'm really happy about it. Actually, my very most favorite thing to do is to play the piano and have people sing with me. Oh, I love it so much. My daughter is.
Does your family do that?
My daughter and my actually, I've got 2 sons that sing really well. All of them sing really well. They just won't all do it with me. So, but I have 2 sons and a daughter that will, and we will. They're older and out of the house, but when they come home, we sit around the piano and just.
I'm going to take that. So that will be our tradition now. I think as the grandkids come, that we can sing. Okay,
I love it so much. We do a lot of show tunes. So anyway, yes, I would highly recommend that. But
will do.
All right. So my next question is, what is a book that you've read recently that you recommend or you really like?
So I've just been doing audiobooks. Okay. So, and a lot of times I don't finish it till it's due. And then I have to renew it. But, so Atomic Habits is one I've been through, but also Die with Zero. And then since we went to the Netherlands, Diary of Anne Frank. Oh, yeah. And The Girl with the Pearl Earring.
Yes.
Have you read
those? Yeah. Those are great.
And there's lots more.
Okay. Tell me the Die with
Zero.
Die with
Zero.
So
it's like you give your stuff away before you die. Then people can.
Perfect.
You can see the reaction. You can enjoy the gift,
right.
And they can enjoy the gift and thank you. It's not like you die and then like, oh, well, okay.
And then everybody has to figure out what to do with all of with everything. And then you have like if you die with 0, then you don't have to worry about your kids fighting over what's left over.
Or like leave and then let them have the aftermath of it. I just thought it was just, I don't know, maybe I won't die with 0, but it did say, okay, let's spend money on things that are important to us. And it's not about saving all your money until you're dead.
What about a charity or nonprofit that you support?
Oh, Timpanogos chamber music.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So that's where all my time goes. Design.
And I would highly recommend it. So get out to a show or
So our next one is September 13th. I probably shouldn't date anything on here, but
anyway,
the next one we're doing The Trout by Schubert and Mendelssohn Piano Trio No. 1, which is all heavy piano stuff. Well,
beautiful.
Is, right?
That's a lot to work on, I'm sure. So, okay. What about something that you try to do every day?
Pray is number one, right? So gratitude.
Yeah.
So I think when you think about what you're grateful for, it kind of takes the stress levels down and just helps you see the good.
Yeah.
I don't know. As being president of UMTA, you often the problems end up in your lap. There's not that many problems. It's a great organization, but it's just like when you take the end of the day and you think about what you're grateful for. Yeah. It's important.
No, it gives you perspective, right? I do the same thing. So
my other thing would be Duolingo.
Love it.
What else? Music every day, right?
Yeah.
If I can
practice quite a bit.
Oh, lots. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
just
I guess you would have
this
to.
Much music. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to.
So some days it's, not always, but you have to, if you only practice once a week, then your hands are going to hurt too. So
that's true. Yeah. You
got to keep up.
Limber. Yeah. No, piano is really good for, physical and mental.
Yeah.
Agility.
And just a happy place.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. On the bench.
No, it's true. I feel the same way. I kind of need that. So yeah.
And that's why I did all that schooling. I also have to remember myself, it's so that I can play. It's not so that I can write these emails or that I can design this flyer. It's so that I can sit at the piano bench and play.
I know.
And play with other people. It's heaven.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. When you feel competent enough to be able to do that, it's really, it's a really beautiful thing.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. And what's something that you think I should try next?
I don't know. You come on a hike with me. I don't know.
Okay. Go on a hike. Where would we hike?
Oh, we could go anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
We go Iceland next year. You want to go to Iceland?
Oh yeah. That was my other question. Where would you favorite vacation spot?
And that I think I'm still discovering because who would know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Got to get to places, lots of places. And I haven't been to real vacation-y, like Ghana's not a real vacation-y type of spot, right? So I've traveled to a lot of places, but.
Where would you like to go if you could just go and hang out somewhere?
Costa Rica, Hawaii.
Yeah. Do a beach vacation somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Of course, I'd have to probably put a concert in there.
Yeah. 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 So it's kind of but no, that's play for you though, right?
Well, it's still a lot of work, but it's so rewarding.
Yeah,
I love it.
Very good.
I love your podcast.
Oh,
it gives me motivation. Like I hear other people, what they're doing. And I think that's important too. Yeah. Like you don't just live in your own little cave being busy, but listening to what other people are doing, getting their ideas and how they pull it off. Yeah. That's why I have loved your podcast so much.
Oh, good.
And you're a Sendy mom, and I love to hear what you do with your family and all these people too.
Well, it's, and that's really my purpose is I really want to build people up and give them ideas of how they can make their life better. And so that's, my question about like, what should I do next is not necessarily for me. It's more of like, give people ideas. Like, what could I do? Like, oh, could I go play at a concert? I know I can play the piano. Maybe I should go take some lessons, or
there's lots of different levels of playing the piano, right? Making music.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Or could I go to Ghana? What? I could go to Ghana and like go and play in a concert in Ghana, or I could, maybe I could go and, take some keyboards to some children somewhere, and teach them.
It's just connections to it.
Yeah.
I took a group of students to Japan.
Okay.
And my son was on a mission there. We were going to go pick him up. And I wanted to do some concerts, right? And he's like, at the end, he's like, Mom, we're just too busy. I don't think you should come. I'm like, well, I'm coming. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. And I just asked, I needed someone who could speak English and Japanese and had music connections. So I just asked every single person that I came across. I'm like, do you know anybody in Japan? Anyway, I finally found somebody that had a connection here and their music, Japanese, English, and we pulled it off. But it's just about talking to people.
Yeah.
Right.
And just asking the question, like you said before, was like, just ask.
And there's any possibilities if you just say yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes to most things. And that's kind of my philosophy. Although when I graduated, that was my take. I would just say yes to whatever people asked.
Yeah. Which can be a problem too.
It's getting to a problem now, but I can't do it necessarily. But always consider yes first.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then if you need to say no, that's a possibility. But I think often where it's, how long where people said, you can say no, I'm really excited,
right.
Just say no, just say no.
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. Like, if you continue to say no, you get used to saying no, and then you do nothing.
Consider yes first.
Yeah. And that's actually how I kind of raised my kids too. Like when they'd ask if they could do something or go somewhere, I'd always think like,
can I say yes?
Well, yeah, I'd rather say yes than no. And if it's not really going to lead to anything horrible, I know people that will just say no just to say no because they think they have to for their kids. Sometimes I'm like, no, say yes as much as you can.
Exactly.
Trust your kids. So
it's more fun too.
It is more fun. Yeah. It's nice to be generous and let people have the choice. So, well, this has been so fun.
It's always fun to talk to you.
Yes, I know. It's like, it really is. And I've enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better. I mean, I really still am very starstruck with you. I just think you're an amazing woman. And you're so kind and just generous with your time and with your talents and with everything. So you've built a really neat life that I'd love to emulate. So
you're so kind. It's good to talk to you too.
Yeah. So then thank you for being with us on Sendy Mom. I'll just ask you, where do people find you if they wanted to connect?
Facebook. You can message me on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
And then I have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
I think it's Carmen Hall something.
Okay. just Google Carmen Hall and you will find her for sure. Her bios are on there, I know. And then, but then Instagram, Carmen Hall, just Carmen Hall.
I think it's Carmen Hall 88 Keys.
88 Keys. Oh, yes. I think you're right.
When your students figure out there's 88 keys, I'm like, well, guess what my Instagram handle is?
This will help you to remember. That's great. Yeah. Well, thank you for being with us today, and we will see you next time. In the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, do something every day that scares you.